Imagine this, a real estate empire so massive it built skyscrapers, luxury housing, and controlled billions of dollars. But behind the glass towers and the football team, there was something else. A private dance troupe. Not a secret one. In fact, it performed on national TV, at the G20 summit, even in front of world leaders. To outsiders, it looked like Evergrande's cultural pride, but the reality was stranger. Every dancer had to be young, beautiful, and personally chosen by the chairman. Was it just culture? Or something else entirely? Let's dive into the hidden story of the Evergrande dance troupe. In October 2023, a dancer named Bai Shanshan suddenly wiped all her posts from her Weibo account. Photos of luxury cars, yachts, and even selfies inside one of China's most expensive apartments. Shenzhen Bay No. 1, where units sell for $10 to $30 million. The move shocked hundreds of thousands of netizens, who immediately began digging into her background. Born in 1989 in Guizhou, Bai graduated from Jilin University Zhuhai College and once won the title of Model Star of Guangdong. By 2016, she was the center stage performer at Evergrande's 20th anniversary gala. And just 2 years later, in 2018, she became the troupe's leader. Outsiders called her the concubine queen, with rumors of an annual salary of 7 million RMB, about $1 million US. A video of Bai dancing on the balcony of the luxury apartment spread like wildfire online. The question lingered, was the property in her name, or did it belong to Evergrande's billionaire chairman, Shu Jiayin? Evergrande was founded in 1996 by Shu Jiayin. Based in Shenzhen, it became one of China's biggest real estate companies, famous for its massive, fully furnished apartment complexes. By 2013 to 2015, its soccer team Guangzhou Evergrande was winning national and Asian championships, making the brand a household name. In 2017, Shu Jiayin became the richest man in China. However, Evergrande's empire was built on massive debt and rapid expansion. By 2021, it buckled under $300 billion in liabilities, leaving millions of families stuck with unfinished homes and wiping out countless investors. Dubbed China's Lehman Brothers, the collapse didn't just sink Evergrande, it rocked the entire real estate market. And right in the middle of the chaos, Evergrande's glamorous dance troupe, led by Bai Shanshan, suddenly wiped its online footprint, sparking even more suspicion. Back in 2010, Evergrande was expanding at lightning speed. Founder Shu Jiayin made a bold move. He dropped 100 million RMB, about $15 million, to buy a soccer team, the Guangzhou Club. 1 year later, they shocked the nation by winning the Chinese Super League. Shu was ecstatic. Fast forward to November 2011, Shu threw a massive victory gala. Celebrities, flashing lights, champagne, and then something unexpected happened. A troupe of dancers suddenly appeared on stage, performing 2 routines created just for the team. The crowd went wild. That's when the public realized Evergrande didn't just have a soccer team, it had its own dance troupe. What most people didn't know was that the troupe had actually been founded way back in 1999. But for over a decade, it stayed in the shadows. Even some Evergrande employees didn't know it existed. Then in 2011, it was finally registered under the name Guangzhou Evergrande National Song and Dance Troupe Company Limited. After their big reveal, the troupe was everywhere. CCTV competitions, Chinese New Year galas, and even global stages. The 2016 G20 summit in Hangzhou, and the 2018 Asian Games closing ceremony in Jakarta. Shu Jiayin proudly called it the cultural face of Evergrande. To the outside world, it looked glamorous, polished, even prestigious. But then came the whispers. Online, one viral set of photos showed the dancers forming a circle in what netizens dubbed a peach-like pose. Also dressed in identical light-colored practice outfits, they moved in perfect unison, bending forward, stretching their legs, lifting their heads, each holding a flawless pose. The images quickly spread online, with many marveling at how a real estate company could afford to maintain such a large troupe of highly trained performers. And people began to ask, why would a real estate empire spend millions keeping such a troupe alive? Was this really about culture, or something else entirely? In 2020, a recruitment notice from the Evergrande dance troupe surfaced online, and the requirements were shockingly strict. Applicants, both male and female, had to be attractive, with graceful figures, light frames, refined dance technique, and charming personalities. They also had to obey strict management rules, be graduates of professional dance academies, between the ages of 17 and 20. On top of that, there was one unusual condition. They had to be single and were forbidden from dating while in the troupe. With such demanding standards, you'd think no one would apply, but the reality was the opposite. The applications flooded in because the benefits were lavish. The troupe had 5 salary levels. Trial dancers earned about $1,100 a month. 4th level dancers got around $1,400. 3rd level $1,700. 2nd level $2,200. And the top tier, special dancers made about $4,000 a month. And those were just base salaries. On top of that came generous performance bonuses, luxury apartment housing, and even chauffeur-driven cars. Even the lowest-ranked dancers could clear over $20,000 a year. The best of the best could make at least $70,000 annually, with all perks included. It's no wonder people believed rumors that troupe leader Bai Shanshan was earning around $1 million a year. Every dancer went through layers of rigorous screening. And here's the kicker. Before anyone could officially join, they had to be personally approved by Shu Jiayin himself. The result? A troupe where every member was not only technically skilled, but also striking in appearance. But here's what really raised eyebrows. The troupe didn't actually generate revenue. Their performances at CCTV galas, international summits, and other high-profile events, all done for free. Not only did they not earn money, Evergrande actually had to spend money to put them on stage. At its peak, the troupe had nearly 200 members, with a typical roster of around 100 dancers. Maintaining them cost Shu Jiayin about $7 million a year. And that leads to the biggest question of all. Why would one of China's shrewdest real estate tycoons pour money, year after year, into a troupe that consumed millions, but never turned a profit? Shu Jiayin, born in 1958 in Zhoukou, Henan Province, was the founder and chairman of Evergrande Group. He grew up in a rural village and managed to get into college at the age of 20. At 24, he was assigned to work as a workshop technician at a state-owned factory in Henan. 10 years later, in 1992, he quit and headed south to Shenzhen, where he became an engineering manager at a real estate company. By 1996, Shu was earning about $300 a month. Yet through his skill and drive, he generated nearly $30 million in profits for the company. When he asked his boss for a raise, the request was flatly denied. Furious, Shu quit on the spot, and that same year, founded Evergrande. What shocked people was how quickly he managed to secure a bank loan of 6 million RMB, about $720,000, more than double what a company of his size should have qualified for. With it, he acquired a prime piece of land in Guangzhou, roughly 110,000 square meters, and launched Evergrande's very first real estate project, Jinbi Garden Phase the One. Within just a year, he completed the entire cycle, from acquiring the land, filing permits, and breaking ground, to finishing construction and selling units. By the following year, the project had brought in 80 million RMB in sales revenue, nearly 9.6 million USD at the time. Shu never revealed what secret weapon allowed him to clear the hurdles of banks and government approvals so quickly. But there was one clue. After pocketing his very first fortune, in 1999, Shu wasted no time establishing the Evergrande Dance Troupe. The troupe's first leader was a dancer named Lin Dandan. According to her own posts on social media, she claimed she wasn't good at socializing and was only devoted to the art of dance. Before long, however, she was replaced by Bai Shanshan. Bai herself was later joined by a deputy director, Qian Xiangxiang, who not only choreographed performances, but also handled public relations. From the time it was created in 1999 until it was officially registered in 2011, the troupe had no public performances at all. Yet observers noticed something unusual. After 1999, Evergrande seemed to be on a hot streak, launching 13 new real estate projects in rapid succession, and rising to become one of China's major property developers. Inside the company, employees whispered that Bai and Qian were Shu Jiayin's most trusted aides. Whenever they were involved, no project was too difficult, no investment too hard to secure. To some, the troupe felt less like a dance company and more like Evergrande's lucky charm. In June 2014, Alibaba's Jack Ma invested 1.2 billion RMB, about 200 million USD, to acquire a 50% stake in Evergrande's soccer team, the Guangzhou Evergrande Football Club. The move baffled many, since Jack Ma had publicly admitted, "I don't understand soccer, and I'm not even interested in it, so why invest?" A viral video online seemed to offer a hint. In the clip, Shu Jiayin can be seen sitting beside Jack Ma at a lavish Evergrande celebration, watching a performance by the company's dance troupe. On stage, Bai Shanshan danced gracefully among the other performers, her movements fluid and alluring. Jack Ma appeared visibly enthralled, rubbing his hands, shifting in his seat, and unable to hide his excitement. After the event, Bai even posted a smiling photo of herself with Jack Ma, captioned, "Gratitude is the most basic foundation of success." In the end, Jack Ma's $200 million disappeared into the Evergrande black hole. And he wasn't alone. One by one, other prominent tycoons who placed their bets on Shu Jiayin's empire watched their fortunes slip away as well. By 2017, Evergrande had officially moved its headquarters from Guangzhou to Shenzhen. That year, Shu Jiayin began spending 1.4 billion RMB annually, about $200 million, to lease 20 entire floors of a prestigious office tower. At the top of the 42-story skyscraper, a glowing Evergrande logo was installed. The very highest floor was reserved as a private clubhouse, complete with banquet halls, a tea room, gym, KTV rooms, and panoramic views of Shenzhen Bay through floor-to-ceiling windows. But not everyone could enter. Ordinary employees were restricted to the 40th floor. Senior staff, at most, could reach the 41st. The 42nd floor was off-limits to nearly everyone, except Shu Jiayin's inner circle and Evergrande's most valuable VIP clients, people at the level of Jack Ma. Rumor has it that Shu's wife once visited the floor, but left shortly afterward with a dark expression. Curiously, though, members of the Evergrande dance troupe were allowed to come and go freely. The troupe specialized mainly in Chinese folk-inspired dance, emphasizing slender waists and soft, elegant movements, rather than powerful athleticism. The style echoed the performances of imperial-era courtesans, entertaining emperors and ministers. And this, perhaps, was Shu Jiayin's shrewdness. Many of his most important guests were older, high-ranking elites. Gentle, graceful folk dances appealed to them far more than anything bold or experimental. By this time, Evergrande's real estate projects had spread across nearly every major city in China. The company employed more than 200,000 people. However, in 2021, Evergrande Wealth suddenly collapsed. It was marketed as a low-risk, high-return investment product under the Evergrande Group, promising annual yields of 7% to 10%. The targets were ordinary families, Evergrande homeowners, and even Evergrande's own employees, many of whom later told the media they were forced by the company to buy in. The crash wiped out the savings of hundreds of thousands of investors. Meanwhile, since Evergrande's IPO in Hong Kong, Shu Jiayin and his wife, who controlled roughly 70% of the company, had already taken home more than 50 billion RMB in dividends, about 7.2 billion US dollars, while small investors were left ruined. By then, Evergrande had hundreds of unfinished projects, totaling 1.62 million apartments, 1.62 million families who had poured in their life savings but were left without a home. The company's total debt ballooned to over 2.4 trillion RMB, around 300 billion US dollars. And yet, despite the national outrage, Shu Jiayin refused to disband the dance troupe. That alone showed how much weight it carried in his world. It wasn't until 2022, when public company records revealed that the troupe's social insurance enrollment dropped from 78 people to 0, that the Evergrande dance troupe was finally dissolved. In 2023, Shu was arrested by authorities. Reports claimed that as Evergrande faced mounting debt and millions of unfinished apartments, he had even tried to move assets overseas. After Shu's arrest, troupe leader Bai Shanshan quickly stepped forward to defend herself, insisting she was purely an artist who had never engaged in anything improper, that every dollar she earned was clean. But she did not deny reports of her $1 million salary, nor did she deny playing a role in Evergrande's public relations activities. Few people believed her words. Still, those who had seen the troupe perform couldn't help but admire the dancers' skill. Many even thanked the leaked videos, saying, "If it weren't for Shu creating this troupe, ordinary people like us would never have seen the kind of performances once reserved for emperors and elites." One viral routine, nicknamed the squat dance, became iconic online, and left many wondering, how could aging executives and officials ever resist such temptation? Some people say the Evergrande dance troupe was essentially a modern version of the infamous Red Mansion, run by Lai Changxing and the Yuanhua Group in the 1990s, a troupe meant to entertain powerful officials. The only difference was that Shu Jiayin's version was far more polished and extravagant. Shu handpicked highly educated dancers from across China, not only beautiful, but also skilled in difficult, intricate routines. And if you're curious about the full story of the Red Mansion, leave a comment below. I may consider making a separate video just on that. So, what was the Evergrande dance troupe really? A cultural ambassador? A billionaire's vanity project? Or something more like the infamous Red Mansions, used by other disgraced tycoons to entertain powerful officials? We may never know the full truth, but one thing is certain. While Evergrande's empire collapsed and millions of families lost their savings, the glittering dance troupe stood as a symbol of its excess, and perhaps its secrets. What do you think of this story? Please leave your thoughts in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please like the video and subscribe to the channel.